see.
Look at this. How did this happen? How did Bing, no offense Microsoft, but how did Bing just beat Google to the punch so dramatically at something that's so important and so core to their business?
Google just got hit with the ultimate surprise of the year. What am I blabbering about? Well, Samsung is breaking up with Google and cozying Bing as its new search engine. Their justification is sound, and we'll spill the beans on it all right here and now.
Let's dive right in.
Why the change? For quite some time now, it has been the norm that when you purchase an Android mobile device, you will notice that Google Search is already pre-installed and set as the primary search engine right from the get-go. That has been the case for some time now, a trend that has remained consistent over time. On the other hand, this could not be the case when you purchase your subsequent Samsung phone. You may be curious as to why.
Why?
Guess why?
The competition to incorporate cutting-edge AI features into search engines has intensified following the recent debut of ChatGPT-powered Bing.
Really?
Google is having difficulty competing. Due to this, Samsung might be ditching its current search engine and swiping right onto Bing for its Galaxy phones and tablets. Who would have thought that AI chatbots would make Bing cool again? It's like the underdog of search engines is having its moment to shine. Microsoft has leveled up its search engine game and created Bing Chat. They've added some fancy AI technology to make it even more awesome than before.
Impressive.
Bing Chat may not be perfect, but it's quickly becoming the cool kid on the chatbot block. It's like owning a personal assistant who's always ready to help with a smile, unlike those boring old search engines like Google Search. Microsoft's Office programs have been pre-installed on Samsung phones for a long time, demonstrating the two companies' tight relationship. Samsung also makes it simple to link up with Microsoft Windows. Even though Bing has always lagged behind Google, Microsoft has seen an upswing in use with the introduction of its AI chatbot. OpenAI's support for Bing's chatbot has propelled it to the forefront of the AI-powered web browser race. Meanwhile, Google has yet to fully recover from the embarrassing slip-up that its artificial intelligence chatbot, Bard, made on its first presentation day. That was embarrassing.
Yes, very.
And if you want to follow the latest updates on this and other stories, be sure to subscribe to our channel. It looks like Google needs to step up its chat game because ChatGPT and Bing Chat are bringing their A game. Hence, Google's got a secret weapon up its sleeve. They're cooking up something called the Magi Project to give ChatGPT and Bing Chat a run for their money. Next, let's have a talk about it and how all of this impacts Google as well. What happens to Google? Did you know that Google is so popular that it pays mobile phone manufacturers billions of dollars to be their default search engine?
This is unbelievable.
For example, it hands up a staggering $20 billion in yearly royalties to Apple. As a direct result of these kinds of activities, Google now has a 90% share of the market for search engines. Because of this, Google is raking in the dough by using its massive user base to serve up ads that are just right for each person. However, if Google isn't careful, they might see their percentage plummet. As promising as Magi may seem, it appears that Google is currently providing too little, too late. Google is freaking out. Can you blame them? It's like when your best friend starts hanging out with someone else, and you're worried they'll forget about you. It looks like we've got a triple threat of ifs coming our way once Samsung bids due to Google. Number 1. If Samsung nails this, they could be raking in an incredible $3 billion yearly revenue. Number 2. If Samsung decides to ditch Google as its primary search engine on its devices, that's a whopping $3 billion yearly that Google will have to say goodbye to. And number 3, if Samsung decides to ditch Google for Bing, who knows how many other companies will jump on the bandwagon and join the Bing party. Moreover, who needs Google's scattered search results and annoying ads when you can get straight to the point with ChatGPT? Sure, it might only sometimes be factually correct, but at least you won't have to sift through a million pages to find what you're looking for. We can all agree that sometimes it's a total buzzkill, but if you don't find this annoying, comment Team Google. Consequently, Google advocates for wider availability of AI tools like its own AI-powered search engine to take on Microsoft's Bing. The code name for this endeavor is Project Magi. No firm date has been set for the launch of the new search technology, and the plans for the present search engine are still in the conceptualization phase. Despite the various factors that may influence Samsung's decision-making process, it is possible that the anticipated change in their approach to software development may not occur as expeditiously as we might hope.
Let's talk about it.
Why this won't happen? Looks like Samsung and Google are in a serious relationship, at least in the US, as noted by Andreas Prochowski on Twitter. Android OEMs have to sign a thing called Mobile Application Distribution Agreement, MADA, if they want to get a license to use the Play Store and other Google apps. This includes a bunch of rules, which includes, in most countries, setting Google search as default. So, Samsung can't just swipe left and drop Google as its preferred default search engine because of its mobile application distribution agreement. Google's MADA mandates that all Android OEMs utilize Google Search as the default search engine and must be pre-installed on all Android devices. Huawei and other smartphone makers that have refused to join the MADA are effectively barred from using the Google Play Store and the Android platform. Samsung stands to suffer the same fate if it follows through with this plan. To get access to the Play Store and other Google applications, Android original equipment manufacturers, OEMs, must sign an MADA. As part of this set of guidelines, Google Search will be the default search engine in most nations. The Play Store and other Google services will be available once users do that. However, these are Google's standard terms of service for providing Android and its services at no cost. If Samsung were to move to Bing, users would lose access to Google's services. So where did that rumor originate? The present situation is likely the consequence of a slight misunderstanding. It is probable that Samsung is using a method known as leak PR, which includes purposely disclosing material to the public to build interest and maybe negotiate better terms for revenue sharing with Google. So don't get too excited about Bing becoming the go-to search engine on Samsung gadgets anytime soon. Rather, what you should be excited about is the epic arrival of the Galaxy Z Fold 5. Samsung is about to level up with this foldable device. Well, it's about time. These foldables have been feeling a bit stale lately, but the Z Fold 5 will be massive. So check out our next video for more details.
Thank you so much.
If you liked it, please don't forget to subscribe below.